There's a flower the bee left that was in there, and there's some there. And there's the bird feeder. But I do have a little butternut squash over here. I was pretty surprised. Here he is. Isn't it? Oh, let's see if you can see that. Isn't it cute? Look at that, my first butternut squash. I think that it was probably too warm for it. And this right here is some Swiss chard. Oh, great, this one's like in my eyes. Okay, there we go. There's some Swiss chard. I started that inside and then planted it out here. It's doing all right. I planted some stuff along the soaker lines here, and then something came and every time I plant something in here, something's coming in here and digging at the seeds. It's probably a squirrel, but I see it's squirrels and the little sparrows and in here, the little buggers. They're cute. I can't get mad at them. Here is a green onion from the grocery store. You know, you just, when you cut off the green part, you just plop the rest in the ground, the roots in the ground, the part you'd throw away, and you will forever have green onion. How cool is that? Here is the unnamed pepper plant. It hasn't produced anything. It's not doing anything. It's kind of a sad little thing. And another pepper plant. I think it's a sweet red pepper. It's finally starting to turn red. The plant looks kind of sad. And over there behind it is some sort of pepper plant. I don't know what it is. And behind it down the ground there is beets. It's kind of getting beaten up over there. Here's another tomato plant that I have wound in my sunflower. And look at that. Look how sad the sunflowers look. Carl the squirrel, he just demolished it. I try not to look. It's kind of upsetting. Anyway, but the stalks seem pretty happy. Let's see. Oh, here's my cayenne plant right here. You know, I thought that it was probably at the end of its life and it was probably ready to get pulled out, but I left it there to see what happens, and look right here. There's new growth. Look at that. How cool is that? So we'll just leave that and see what happens. It might have just been too warm. We'll go over to the tomato plants here. Look at all these beautiful tomato flowers. You know, I don't know, sometimes the little birds, like the little chickadees, will go in here and they'll go bounce, 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 bounce. It's so cute. Wildlife friends are so much easier to manage than regular pets, you know, that you have to like buy dog food for or cat food. Anyway, ooh, here's a tomato. I didn't pick this one. I'm trying to keep up on the picking the tomatoes because if it rains really hard, it could split them. And I don't know. I'm sure that split tomatoes are probably fine, but kind of unnerves me, so I don't eat them. Anyway, here's the green beans. Okay, check out this little thing right here. See how delicate this is and how little weight it takes for me to make it move? There was a Anyway, so here's my green beans, and here's some beans right here. Aren't they beautiful? For breakfast today I had tomatoes and green beans and eggs. So delicious. Oh, did I mention that these little flowers here have a really pretty fragrance? Some of them are these are the beans. Oh, there's some beans right there, see them? Isn't that just neat? Some of the flowers are yellowish and some of them are white, but they have a really nice fragrance to them. And I think it's the hummingbirds are feeding off of these little flowers rather than these ones here, which is a tomato flower. Anyway, here's some little tomato guys. Look at my little tomatoes right there. Look at that. I am so blessed. My garden is doing so wonderfully. Here's the corn down here. My 25-cent corn that I didn't have to plant. Or didn't have to start anyway. Let's go over to the last garden bed. Oh, this is supposed to be for the mouse. I have a little mouse. I named him Maurice. He's a slippery little devil. Here's in this little spot right here, said green stuff that's rat poison or mouse poison or whatever, and he's supposed to go inside and go in there and eat it. And it worked when there was a mouse in the house. Anyway, here's my corn. You see the corn looks kind of pathetic, but it is holding up my beans and my corn over here. And here's a little bean plant right here. And sometimes I pick off a couple beans on there. And then there's my tomato plant. And some of these leaves aren't doing so well. So I'm gonna get my shadow and everything and frighten you guys. So here is my zucchini plant. I should step back. I think there's 3 plants here. And I moved the part of the plant onto the bed there just to kind of make it look like there was stuff growing on there, but actually it's just, I can drag it off here. You can see where on this side you can see that it's like one tomato or one zucchini plant there. I guess I only have 2. And then we have, look at all these beautiful flowers. There's a flower there. Let's see, this one is a male zucchini flower. And the one over there, that big giant thing, I don't know what it is. And here's a zucchini, but that's not a very happy looking one. This one here, look how happy he looks. He's a beautiful green. And then look at my leaves. I keep getting these moldy leaves, but that's okay. I can clip those off. Doesn't hurt the plant. And then here is my acorn squash. And so all the leaves died on it, and I cut it off, and there was like a little itty bitty acorn growing on there, and then I think it was my dog that bit it off, and I was gonna give up. I was gonna rip it out, but I was like, oh, okay, well, we'll see what happens. And look at that. Look at the beautiful lush leaves that have grown back, and look there. There is a little eggplant or a little acorn squash growing. Look at that. How fun is that? It doesn't hurt anything just to leave it there. And here is another zucchini plant. Look at those beautiful flowers. Those are male flowers, and that's okay. It attracts the bees. And I love my little bees, bee friends. And then there's a little zucchini down there. That one's kind of dark and kind of, not really the greatest looking. Oh, look at this right here. Here's a little zucchini that didn't make it. Darn it. That's okay. And then here's another zucchini plant. I've got 2 male flowers on there, and here is a female one. Look at this. Ooh la la, look at that. We got little zucchini there. They're not producing as much as they were earlier in the season, but they're still producing, and I'm pretty lucky. It's pretty cool. And then let's see, right here, I put in some beefsteak tomato seeds to see what would happen. Well, nothing's gotten to it yet. This right here, I accidentally plucked off a tomato branch, and so I stuck it in the ground, see what happens. And well, this part's kind of wilted, but we'll see what happens. How fun is that? Anyway, so that's the excitement of my garden. Thank you for watching. Mayo Lady out.